Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Darksiders. In the last episode, we came down into the depths of the Hollows, using our Tremor Gauntlets to do things, I guess. I hadn't really thought about what I was going to say there, and boy did that show in what I said or didn't say. Last episode, at the end of the episode, we dislodged a giant, demon static type from the ceiling, which raised a lot of water levels, including in this room. There's a lot of water here that wasn't there before. And that has a huge advantage. If we come down here, swim back round to where we were, and then go upwards, we receive an artifact. But indeed, this dungeon's champion artifact. So our second of the powerful champion artifacts, of which there's 6 in total, and then there's 1 overlord artifact. With that done, we need to backtrack quite a way. Okay, that wasn't anywhere near as far as we thought. I thought. God, if I'm referring to myself as we, well, I don't know. Right. I had this the other day. I was having this discussion. It's really weird. It was a discussion of if you talk to yourself, how do you refer to yourself? Which sounds really strange. But I talk to myself quite a lot. When I'm talking to myself in real life, I always refer to myself as Doctor. Because sorry, I spat on the microphone. I had a big think about it, and I realised. So, Tentacle of Death. Don't get hit by the Tentacle of the Death. That will end badly for you. And there is a second Tentacle of Death up ahead. What we need to do is smash that train car forwards, and when it goes far enough, it gets grabbed by a second Tentacle of Death. That would have happened to us if we just walked onwards. Anyway, yeah, I just realised the situation in which I refer to myself in the third person the most is while Let's Playing, because I'm like, God damn it, Doctor, what are you doing, stupid idiot? And as such, in normal everyday life, when I talk to myself, I'm like, oh, what are you doing, Doctor? It seems very strange. Hope you're ready to fight 2 adult blue dragons. This is what Chaos Form is for. Just so we can deal. Oh, whenever you'll notice this. Did it turn de-Chaos Form me? It did. Fuck's sake. At least right. This is worth noting. If the game ever de-Chaos Forms you, it always gives you the chaos you had at that point, like back in your meter. Whereas if I were to cancel Chaos Form for any reason, it just loses all your kind of unspent chaos. But there, at least it gives it back, which is quite nice. And you also notice, yeah, whenever you face adult blue dragons, it always shortly afterwards throws you a lot of enemies because, I mean, what fun are adult blue dragons without the ability to do this shit and fuck up other enemies while you're using them? So yeah, whenever it throws you them, you'll notice it'll also throw you some minions and some skeletal warriors and whatnot. Have we beheaded him? Oh yeah, we beheaded him. Wonderful. Also, so the Tremor Gauntlet can be quite useful for enemies like the Skeleton Warrior that tend to block, because you just break their guard. You can block all you want, but that's not going to work against the fucking Tremor Gauntlet, is it? Let's finish off some of these guys. Oh, wow, have I got Chaos? Oh no, I haven't used Chaos already, that's why it's back so fast. So I was like, if I got it back already, but I haven't. I never used it and got rid of it in the first place. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. I meant to do Reaper's Edge, or whatever it's called. Death's Razor, Spinning Edge. A lot of the combos on this have very forgettable names. I've taken quite a lot of damage, so I should probably be a bit more careful or fire up Stone Skin. I'm going to fire up Stone Skin. God forbid I be careful. That was Blade Geezer, but that worked too, you know? I'm pretty sure they healed me after this, so hopefully I'll be fine. Let's finish off these guys quickly. 1 for you. And 1 for you. That wasn't actually a finisher. That was. Yeah, nice. Maybe there isn't actually healing here. Oh dear. That's not a lot of health to have. In fairness, I will be fine, especially if I more liberally use Stone Skin than I already am. There's a chest over here, and it's got one of these spooky plants above it, which we know from the Twilight Cathedral. We can briefly stun using our crossblade and grab the goodies therein. Around the corner is something we've technically received before, but it's a standard dungeon item, but for some reason it's not in the Twilight Cathedral. This is... Ow, good lord, I accidentally hit the stand of my microphone with my beer bottle. The Horde Seeker, a demon trinket that reveals the location of all nearby chests on the map. It only works for this dungeon, so it functions analogously... Is that a word? In an analogous fashion. It is analogous to, there we go, the compass in a Zelda game. and in that it just shows you nearby chests, which is always very nice. In here, we have another fight to do. We have some wraiths here. Well, a wraith. So, with that done, there is fortunately a green chest here. That got a little bit close in that combat, but I was fine in the end. And now you've noticed how much a green chest heals. Heals 3 full skulls, so that's generally enough to keep you like topped up, but it will not heal you fully. Some ones are more powerful after like big boss fights and stuff. Anyway, that opens up a nice little underwater tunnel underneath us. So let's head back round. And from here we can hop underwater. Oh, there we go. And head through the tunnel. And we are getting towards the end of this dungeon now, actually. Hopefully we should be able to finish it this episode, which would be great. Not that I'm not enjoying it, but you know what I mean. Progress is also nice. Good bit of prog. Coming through here is an area that feels very Metroid Prime 2 for me. I guess a lot of these kind of open-y, like canyon-like areas always tend to have a weird Metroid Prime 2 feel for me. I do love that game, and, well, you know, who also loved that game, watch this space, that's all I'll say. Anyway, there is a wet crystal here, which, when destroyed... Oh, not that way. When destroyed, floods half the canyon, which is great. You'll notice from the Horde Seeker, there's 2 chests in this area, and I'm going to make sure to grab both. If we head up here, then there are some things we can now climb up to and grab. And we are now... not where I thought I was. I guess we need to proceed further up. Let's try that again. We are now up here. So, 2 things here. Across the way is a special glowing yellow chest, which of course means only one thing. Wrath Shard! Our 3rd of 4, which is wonderful. Close to another Wrath Core. I need to use Wrath more. Should use Stone Skin whenever there's a big fight. Breaking that crystal, then then fully floods the room, which is great because that lets us get out. Over here is a green chest, which is useful if you need healing, which I don't at the moment particularly. Let's finish off the last few of these locusts. The Scythe, I've said it before and I'll say it again, my god is the Scythe wonderful for wrecking swarms of locust demons extremely quickly. Heal there, just, you know, take my word for it. I'm not saying there's anything big and scary and a possibly end of dungeon boss fight like up ahead. I'm just saying that if I were to give you a bit of advice, it would be to heal there, because nothing scary is definitely coming up, ever. Well, time for our final confrontation with the Griever. She behaves similarly to how she did in our last fights. Not our last fight, actually, our first fight with her. In that she spits lasers, you get too close to her, and she will do a shockwave attack. That's worth doing because her laser is really problematic here. What we want to do for now is smash not even as many of these crystals as possible. All of them, really, I would go as far as to say. If she starts doing the laser, if that laser hits the crystals will be rendered indestructible for the next 20 seconds or something like that. So it's really worth it distracting her so she doesn't use that laser, and we can get all the crystals smashed. With that done, oh, laser, bugger, oh, ow. We need to get behind this flatbed. Oh, that's also got a crystal behind it. Let's smash that quickly, and start pushing the flatbed. We're kind of blocked from her laser here, and once you're probably about this point should be good enough, do the old shockwave punch. And you slam it right into her leg, and down she goes. She will then... Oh! Controller disconnected. Shit me so hard that I lost signal on my controller. Ouch. She hits you back and also knocks the flatbed back and starts smashing the walls. So here the ceiling now starts falling in on you. And my controller's seriously out of batteries. Oh, this is so not good. Oh, I don't want to use more of my shit. Oh, my controller's all bloody in use downstairs. Oh, Christ. I will be back in like 20 minutes. I'm going to need to go and charge some batteries up because I don't think I have any spare AA batteries around. How embarrassing for me. Right, I've given them like a 5-minute charge, so hopefully that will be enough to get me through the end of the episode. Thought I'd found some other ones in my candle, but I should clarify. I have some of those like LED remote control candles, which are really cool, but turns out the batteries in those are dead, which is probably why I haven't used those candles in a while. I have like 3 other Xbox controllers, and they're all currently in use because my flatmate has some friends over downstairs and they're playing Halo 3, and as soon as I finish recording this, I am going to join them. But I mean, in the meantime, no batteries, not even any batteries, but also... Also, yeah, all my other additional Xbox controllers are in use downstairs as well, which is unfortunate. So, she summoned like a bajillion Locust Demons, which is problematic. Great, actually, if you want to heal a little bit, you can just mince through a couple of these guys with B, and you will heal quite a lot there. So, I should probably talk through what I did there, because I kind of wasn't. It should be obvious if you hadn't noticed. But she had one of these blue crystals on what can only be described as her crotch. You can smash through that very easily with the Tremor Gauntlet, and now she's a lot more exposed in that way. Once you've killed her Locust Demons, she will come back to life again, and she will start trying to laser you. And now we basically proceed in the same way. Oh, if we slam this into her crotch, well, into her leg to kind of knock her down, and then she will respond by knocking it back. You need to hit her twice with the flatbed before you can actually deal damage to her. This is one of the easiest boss fights in the game, because as you'll notice there, if you hit her quickly before she has time to reset, then you don't even have to bother dodging the shit falling from the ceiling, and now you just lay into this with Whirlwind combo, does a wonderful amount of damage here. You can fire up Chaos Form, but it's actually not even worth it. Oh, damn it, I got too lucky. Not too lucky, what's the opposite? What did I mean? Greedy. Don't worry, developers. Totally no one noticed that's exactly the same sound effect as the Earthcaller horn. It's like you only had one air blasting sound effect, and boy did you want to use the shit out of it. I could heal on these guys, but actually I'm not too worried about having any problems in this boss fight. He says, getting hit quite hard. Oh, I'm getting hit quite hard again. I'm going to eat some of these. I should possibly put... Stoneskin's a really hard one to know when to deploy in this, because she's never really like that actively attacking you. Woo! So, even though, I mean, obviously here, Stoneskin will probably be kind of useful, but I think we should be all good here from the laser. Now, I definitely need to push this a bit closer. Let's try just hitting it with the Tremor from there. Wow, that's close enough to work. Either way, she's going to kick it back, and if I'm in position here, then we can hit it straight away before she summons stuff from the ceiling. And there we go. Ooh, I mean, she still did drop something from the ceiling on me, which is unfortunate, but now she's down again, and we should just be able to finish her off here with a nice bit of Whirlwind combo. So, that is the end of the Griever. And we have our second Heart of the Chosen, which means we get another entire lifestone, which is nice. The Griever is one of the most straightforward boss battles in the game, really. Because it doesn't really change much, it's just all about throw the thing into her and then punch her in the crotch a little bit and then just repeat the whole process.
2 down, 2 to go. You might make it to the tower after all. Then the real fun begins. Now, let's get this thing back to Samael.
But before then, if you remember, Ulthane, the old one, the Black Hammer, told us he'd believe who we were if we were able to destroy the Griever. Let's go have a word with him.
Welcome back, Horseman. You could have knocked, but I suppose that isn't your way, is it?
Why are you here?
Strange question, seeing as how you're the one broke into my house.
You weren't always the Black Hammer. You huddle in exile, a hermit among tombstones. Why? What role did you play in this, Ulthane?
Horseman, I've got something for you. A fair bit of work, but it's a bit dainty for me. It'll serve you better.
You didn't answer my question, old one.
Maybe I like the scenery, what's it to you? You asked for my help and I gave it. You go on being ungrateful and I'm liable to get upset. Do I look like I'm afraid of death, boy?
It's not death you should fear.
Oh, cheeky reference to the other Horseman. Anyway, we now get Mercy, a beautifully crafted pistol that decimates foes with an unending supply of supernatural rounds, RT to fire. And indeed, so now this is just another weapon, so I'm going to equip it to the D-pad just so we've got nice quick access to it. Let's put it on there. So, you can go to aim mode, or you can do it through left trigger, and you can just, as long as you want, unlimited ammo in our nice holy revolver, which is very cool. I'm still, Ulthane's a weird character. It's getting a bit more interesting now, because, we can open these things now, we have the Tremor Gauntlet, which is nice. It's kind of hinting that Ulthane was somehow involved in the apocalypse and the reason why War's been falsely accused of starting it. And that does become a bit more interesting going on, but for now he's just a bit too much of a strange character, I guess, that just doesn't seem to... It feels like Ulthane was added into this game late. Anyway, as you'll see on the map, but we are not that far from a Vulgrim location, which allows us to do two things. It allows us to buy shit, which is always cool, and also allows us to fast travel back to the Scalding Gallows and speak to Samael and give him the Heart of the Chosen. Let's start by selling stuff to Vulgrim. So, you can buy, there are combos for the Tremor Gauntlet, which you can buy here. You can also buy now an upgrade for Mercy already, which augments the amount of damage inflicted by Mercy, both of which are quite cool. I'm going to go straight to the Wrath section and buy level 2 Stone Skin, because Stone Skin is the most useful for me of the Wrath powers. We actually have access to Affliction, final Wrath power, which just plagues, it kind of goes boom, and anyone nearby you starts suffering the plague. It's technically better than Immolation, but none are quite as good as Stone Skin, I think, for both increasing your defense and offense. Plague Geezer's nice, but actually not super worth upgrading it. Anyway, with that done, I'm going to buy a couple of combos. I'm going to buy Reaper's Revenge for the Reaper Scythe, the Harvester, and Meteor Launch for the Tremor Gauntlet. And these are basically the same thing. They are dash attacks, so you know how with Chaos Eater we can do that? We can now do that with the Tremor Gauntlet, where we do that leaping attack, and equally with the Scythe, we now do that where we kind of leap forward and attack in a line. All of which, very useful. With that done, let's return to Samael with our heart.
Did you enjoy yourself? War in the Black Hammer, plucking pigeons.
You see a great many things from inside a prison, Samael.
There is little you can keep from me, Horseman. Once I have a mind to know it.
And what do you know of Uriel?
I thought the Horsemen were above such earthly pursuits.
She believes I killed Abaddon.
The Hellguard worshipped their fallen lord and leader. And Uriel? Some might say her admiration was less than professional. She will stop at nothing to punish the one responsible.
I fought the demon who killed Abaddon, and he will be punished.
Straga is the strongest of the Chosen. No doubt you'll face him again. He draws power from the spire and won't stand to be away from it for long. With all I have taught you, you might even survive the reunion.
Whose heart would you have, demon?
The Stygian is king of the ancient worms that now plague the Ashlands. It won't be easy. The worms grow well in such fertile ground.
Fertile?
Fertile with death, decay, All the land is covered in it. The ashes of the dead. But you may be in luck. It seems that some fool demons have taken to capturing the worms for sport, and they hunt other creatures as well. The strongest are made to fight in cruel arenas. The demons seek to tame the Stygian, not knowing that within the monster there beats the black heart of the Chosen.
How do the demons avoid the ashworms?
You know of the chronospheres?
A gift of the old ones. It is said that to master the chronosphere is to master time itself. One could stop time, or even move it forward and back.
Indeed. None of the old masters exist, but the demons have learned to use them to a lesser degree. I can grant you a basic understanding of the chronospheres. It won't be much, perhaps just enough to avoid the worms.
Perhaps.
Perhaps not. What in this life is certain, Horseman? Other than our word, of course.
Well, we've been given our goal to destroy the Stygian, the next Chosen. And the Ashland is a particularly fun section of the game, I really enjoy it. And we have Chronomancy, the ability to activate chronospheres and temporarily slow down time, which is a really fucking cool mechanic, which I'll get onto more next episode. Excited for the Ashlands, I do really enjoy them. But we'll have to hold it there. Thank you very much for watching. We've obtained our second half of the Chosen's Heart of the Chosen. We're also halfway through the Chosen, so I suppose we have obtained our first half of the Chosen. And that means we're halfway to the Black Throne. We've obtained Mercy, our holy revolver. Next episode, we'll be going into the Ashlands in search of the Stygian. Thank you very much, and good day.